When I was a boy, I lived with my grandpa and my little sister, Lily. We had a small house in town. It wasn't big, but it was home. Grandpa took care of us. He cooked our meals and told us stories at night. He loved us deeply. I felt safe and happy with him. Every morning, Lily and I went to school. Grandpa woke us up early and made breakfast. We sat at the table and ate together. He always smiled and said, "Eat well, grow strong." After breakfast, Lily and I walked to school. Grandpa stood at the door and waved. He watched us until we were out of sight. After school, we played near the old oak tree behind our house. Sometimes we ran around and sometimes we sat under a big tree. We talked about what we wanted to be when we grew up. Lily wanted to be a vet, and I wanted to be a pilot. We laughed and made big plans. When the sun began to set, we went home. Grandpa was always waiting for us. He made warm food and we ate and talked. Life was simple and life was good. But one day, everything changed. I woke up early and the house was quiet, too quiet. I went to the kitchen. Grandpa wasn't there. The stove was cold and there was no breakfast. My heart felt strange. I walked to his room. The door was open. I looked inside. Grandpa was in bed. He wasn't sleeping. He was awake, but he didn't move. His face looked pale, and his hands looked weak. "Grandpa," I called. My voice was very small. He slowly opened his eyes. He tried to smile. "I'm okay," he said, but I knew he wasn't. He looked so tired and his voice was soft. I felt scared. Lily came into the room. She looked at Grandpa and her eyes grew wide. She held my hand. "What's wrong?" she asked. I didn't know what to tell her. I didn't want to scare her, but I was scared myself. Grandpa was old and sick. He needed help, and we had no one else. It was just us. I ran to Miss Daisy's house next door and knocked on her door. "Please help," I said. Miss Daisy opened the door. She saw my face and knew something was wrong. She followed me back to our house. When she saw Grandpa, her face changed. "He needs a doctor," she said, her voice serious. She quickly called for an ambulance. The doctors came fast. They gently placed Grandpa on a bed with wheels and took him to the hospital. Lily and I stood and watched them go. Our hearts felt heavy. The house was empty now and far too quiet. I sat on the sofa. Lily sat close beside me. We didn't talk. We just waited. The hospital was big and cold. Lily and I sat in the waiting room. The chairs were hard and the lights were too bright. People walked by. Some looked worried, others just tired. A nurse came over. "Wait here," she said, then left. We kept waiting. The clock on the wall ticked slowly. Tick, tick. I held Lily's hand. She stared at the floor. I wanted to be strong for her, but deep down I felt small and scared. After a long wait, a doctor came. He had a kind face and sat next to us. "Your grandpa is sick," he said gently. "He's very weak and needs a lot of rest." I nodded. "Can we see him?" I asked. The doctor gave a small smile. "Yes, but only for a short time." He stood. "Follow me." Lily and I walked down a long hallway. The air smelled like medicine. We reached a room and the doctor opened the door. Grandpa was lying in bed with a tube in his arm. His eyes were closed. My chest felt tight. He looked so small. Lily ran to his side. "Grandpa," she said. He slowly opened his eyes and smiled. "My little ones," he whispered. His voice was soft. I sat beside him. "You scared us," I said. He chuckled, then coughed. "I'm okay, just tired." He looked at us with love in his eyes. "You must be brave," he told us. "Take care of each other." His words felt heavy. I didn't want to imagine life without him. A nurse came into the room. "He needs to rest," she said gently. Lily hugged Grandpa, and I held his hand for a moment. Then we left. The walk home was quiet. The sky was dark, and the streets were empty. Lily held my hand tightly. "What will we do?" she asked. I didn't have an answer. I just squeezed her hand. One thing was clear. Life was about to change. The house felt different without Grandpa. It was quiet, but not the good kind. It felt empty. Lily and I sat at the table. There was no warm food, no laughter. I missed Grandpa's voice. I missed his stories. Lily rested her head on the table. "When will he come back?" she asked. I didn't know. "Soon," I said, but I wasn't sure. The next morning, I woke up early and went to the kitchen. I tried to make breakfast. The eggs burned and the bread was too hard. Lily sat at the table and watched. She didn't say anything. She took a tiny bite and said, "It's not like Grandpa's." She was right. Nothing felt the same. After breakfast, we walked to school. The walk felt long. The streets were full of people, but I felt completely alone. At school, I couldn't focus. The teacher spoke, but I couldn't hear her. My mind was at the hospital. I just wanted to see Grandpa and know if he was better. At lunch, Lily sat with me. She only played with her food. "I don't feel hungry," she said. I understood. I wasn't hungry either. When school ended, we walked home. The sun was warm, but I felt cold inside. At our door, I stopped. I didn't want to go in. The house felt too sad, but Lily was tired and needed to rest, so we went inside. I tried to smile for her. "Let's do homework," I said. She nodded. We sat at the table, but my mind wasn't on homework. It was on Grandpa. That evening, the phone rang. I ran to answer it. It was the hospital. A nurse spoke gently. Your grandfather is stable, she said, but he needs to stay here a bit longer. My heart sank. I wanted him home. I wanted things to feel normal again, but I knew that wasn't possible yet. Can we visit him? I asked. The nurse said yes. I felt a little bit better. The next day, we went to the hospital again. Grandpa looked tired, but he smiled when he saw us. How are my little ones? He asked. Lily hugged him, and I sat beside him. We miss you, I said. He touched my hand. I miss you too. He looked at me. Be strong, he said. Take care of Lily. His words stayed with me. As we left the hospital, the sky was orange. Lily wished Grandpa could come home. I did too, but I knew we had to be ready. Life wasn't the same anymore. Days passed. Grandpa stayed in the hospital. We visited him after school. He was weak but always smiled. Are you eating well? He'd ask. I'd lie. Our food wasn't good. Lily hardly ate. Grandpa sighed. You must take care of yourselves. One afternoon I came home tired. Lily sat hugging her knees. I don't like this, she said. I want Grandpa back. Me too, I said, but we have to be patient. What if he never comes back? She whispered. Her eyes sad. I just held her hand, unable to answer. That night I worried about our future. Grandpa was sick. We had no money for food or school. How would we manage? I had to be strong for Lily. The next morning I made a decision. I would find work after school. Lily worried, but you're just a boy. I didn't know who would hire me, but I had to try. I will find a way, I said. After school, I walked the streets. I saw a bakery. The smell of fresh bread pulled me in. I asked the man behind the counter, Do you need help? He frowned. How old are you? 12, I said. He shook his head. Too young. My heart sank. Next, I tried a small grocery store. A woman was stocking shelves. I asked her the same question. She sighed. I can't pay much, but you can help me clean. My heart lifted. I'll do it, I said. She handed me a broom. Start now. That night I came home tired but proud. Lily's eyes were wide. Did you find a job? She asked. Yes, I smiled. It's a start. She hugged me. I felt strong, believing we could make it. The next day I worked at the busy grocery store. I swept, cleaned shelves, and carried heavy boxes. My arms ached, but I kept going. At the end of the day, the woman gave me a few coins and a small smile. Good job. It wasn't much, but it was something. Lily waited by the door when I got home. Are you very tired? She asked softly. I nodded, smiling. It's okay. We'll be fine. She looked at the coins. Can we buy food? Yes, I said. We went to the market and bought bread, milk, fruit, and cheese. Buying it with my own money felt good. The next morning I made breakfast. It was simple, but Lily ate everything. Better than before, she grinned. I'm learning, I laughed. Walking to school, I felt different, older. I had a job. I was helping. At school, I focused on my work, wanting to earn more. When the bell rang, I ran to the store. The woman was waiting. You're a good worker, she said. Wanna work every day? Yes, please, I quickly nodded. She smiled. Come after school. My heart felt light. This small job was our beginning. That night, Lily and I ate at the table. The house was quiet, but less empty. You're doing great, Lily said softly, smiling. I felt proud, no longer afraid. Life was different, but we were learning and growing stronger. Later, I sat by the window. The dark sky was full of bright stars. I thought of Grandpa. I missed him and wanted him home, but I knew I had to be patient. I closed my eyes. Tomorrow was a new day, a new chance, and I was ready. The next morning I woke early. I cleaned, made breakfast, and helped Lily get ready for school. I was tired but proud. We weren't just waiting, we were taking care of ourselves. That felt strong. After school, I worked again. The store owner watched me closely. You're responsible, she said. Keep working hard and I'll give you more tasks. I nodded eagerly, wanting to earn more and make things better for us. I kept working hard every day. My arms ached from sweeping, cleaning, and carrying boxes, but I didn't stop. Walking to school, I felt different, older. I had a job. I was helping and protecting. Later that night, I'd sit by the window, thinking of Grandpa. I missed him and wanted him home, but I knew I had to be patient. I was ready for each new day. A week later, good news came. Grandpa was getting better. He'd be home soon. Lila and I were thrilled. We'd learned to care for ourselves, but we still missed him. When he returned, we told him everything. He smiled proudly. You two have grown up, he said. For the first time in a long while, I felt truly happy.